hadn't said a word all night, but the wheels are turning in her mind. Now I was riding shotgun, and I knew things had gone right. Just as soon as she dropped me off at the side of the road, and she let that gravel fly. Now I'm walking in the moonlight, seeing nothing but the tail lights. And that's a pair of tail lights I may never see again. She hit me with her left and right, showing me nothing but the tail lights. And that's about as lonely as a highway's ever been. Back here with my thumb out in the wind. Was it something that I did to her, or the things I never said? I wonder if the way we were was only in my head. Now if I even make it back to town before the sun comes up, I'm gonna hit every parking spot around till I find that pickup truck. Now I'm talking in the moonlight, seeing nothing but the tail lights. And that's a pair of tail lights I may never see again. She hit me with her left and right, showing me nothing but the tail lights. That's about as lonely as a highway has ever been. Back here with my thumb out in the wind. Well, I'll bet right now she's laughing at how she brought me to my knees. But she won't be laughing half as loud when she gets me back my keys. She'll be walking in the moonlight, seeing nothing but the tail lights. That's a pair of tail lights she won't ever see again. She hit me with her left and right, and with nothing but the tail lights. I know that's about as lonely as the highway has ever been. Back here with my thumb out in the wind. There she goes. Here I come. Leave me out here in the middle of nowhere. Try this. Girl, you taught me how to hurt real bad and cry myself to sleep. Showed me how this town shattered dreams. Another lesson about a naive fool came to Babylon. Found out that the pie don't taste so sweet. Now his guitar
Let's go. Don't want you for the weekend. Don't want you for a night. I'm only interested if I can have you for life. Yeah. I know I sound serious. Baby, I am. You're a fine piece of real estate, and I'm gonna get me some land. Oh yeah. So don't try to run, honey. Love can be fun. There's no need to feel alone when you find this someone. I'm gonna get you while I got you inside. I'm gonna get you if it takes all night. You can bet you by the time I say go, you'll never say no. I'm gonna get you, it's a matter of time. I'm gonna get you, don't you worry about that. You can bet your bottom dollar in time you're gonna be mine. Just like I should, I'll get you good. Yeah. I've already planned it. Here's how it's gonna be. I'm gonna love you and you're gonna fall in love with me. Yeah. Just don't try to run, honey. Love can be fun. There's no need to be alone when you find this someone. I'm gonna get you while I got you inside. I'm gonna get you if it takes all night. You can bet you by the time I say go, you'll never say no. I'm gonna get you, it's a matter of time. I'm gonna get you, don't you worry about that. You can bet your bottom dollar in time you're gonna be mine. Just like I should, I'll get you good. Yeah, I'm gonna get you, baby. I'm gonna knock on wood. I'm gonna get you somehow, honey. Yeah, I'm gonna make it good. Oh yeah. So don't try to run, honey. Love can be fun. There's no need to be alone when you find this someone. I'm gonna get you, it's a matter of time. I'm gonna get you, don't you worry about that. You can bet your bottom dollar in time you're gonna be mine. Oh, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you real good. You can bet you. Oh, I'm gonna get you. Just like I should, I'll get you good. Oh, I'm gonna get you good.
Good morning, Twitch. Bill, I completely agree with you. Country music stopped being country music sometime in the probably mid-90s. Somewhere around the time Brooks and Dunn quit. I don't know, well, actually, it was probably early 2000s, mid-2000s, whatever. Brooks and Dunn, Alan Jackson, the guys that I call the new guys. Because to me, country music was Merle Haggard, Hank Williams, Marty Robbins, Jim Reeves, Lefty Frizzell, George Jones, Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn. That was, that was my music. So Alan Jackson, George Strait, those are all the new guys. And I still call them that. Good morning, Twitch. Let's get that starting soon screen off there. As soon as I find it here, there it is. But yeah, I grew up listening to those. My dad played them all the time. I've got oodles and oodles and oodles of records in my back bedroom. Albums, 45s, both, cassettes. You know, I just grew up on it. So that's what I was listening to all the time, and that was my music. So. Let's jump in our truck here. We are in the Haterbilt this morning. Having a rain day. Yeah, it's raining here too. Supposed to be getting some storms later, but that's because it's been up in the 70s in February, you know. It's way too warm for this time of year here. Just way too warm. Let's see what we got for jobs around here. Maybe not necessarily around here, but well, let's see. El Paso. I got a couple of transformers going up to Olympia. A couple of heavy bulldozers going up to Hope, British Columbia. Scraper going to Texarkana. No, I'm using the double lowboy trailer, so whatever you see would be doubled. All-terrain crane going to Dodge City, Kansas. That's short, it's only 600 miles. That's less than 800. That doesn't look too bad. Milling machine going up to Ogden. Where's this transformer going? Olympia? We can do Olympia, right? It's only 1,700 miles. Kind of moody when you got up this morning. Yeah. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. We all have those days. I'd probably be a lot more moody if I didn't have coffee. Let's go to Olympia.
Okay, here we go.
Wait for it to drop. And we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting. I'll wake up some mornings, Bill, and just feel like absolute garbage. And it used to be I'd feel that a lot more frequently until the doctor put me on this machine called a CPAP machine, because I've got sleep apnea, and I would just wake up feeling horrible, like every morning, like I hadn't been asleep at all. It didn't matter what time I went to bed. It didn't matter what time I woke up. I would wake up feeling this unrested. Like I just felt like absolute garbage. Doctor put me on a CPAP machine, and I felt a lot better since. Like, I wake up feeling rested most mornings now. I put a little creamer in mine, and that's it. I used to drink it with sugar, but I get enough sugar from my soda. So anymore, I just drink it with a little creamer, and it's got sugar in it. And I mean, it's plenty sweet enough. I think I'll have to turn traffic back on this profile. I think I turned it off.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
I love Kool-Aid. Oh man, I love Kool-Aid. I'll keep a gallon of cold water in the refrigerator and make a gallon of Kool-Aid and then swap them.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Just to keep me from actually drinking so much soda. If I didn't have the Kool-Aid, I'd probably be drinking 3 or 4 sodas a day. Yeah, I don't have traffic turned on. Hang on. I didn't do a full traffic there. I did a 0.5, so half the normal traffic. Wander up, baby. Wander up. Yeah, I would drink soda everywhere. For breakfast, for lunch, for supper, for the snack later. Yeah, if I didn't have the the Kool-Aid yet, it'd be soda. And on the whole, I guess the Kool-Aid probably just a tad better for you because it doesn't have the caffeine. So. But yeah, I was drinking a lot of soda when I was younger. Mountain Dew was my thing, still is. Mountain Dew is my favorite, and that's what I drink. But well, we got a load of Transformers going up to Olympia. You know what I should have done? Let me do this real quick because it's going to have me do something crazy like go up to. Well, yeah, I don't want to do that. Look at all that. We don't want to do that. No. Let's do this. We'll do the old 10-5 routine. Y'all seen that rowdy about 1,000,000 times, but it makes it easier on me. We'll pretend to simulate today. We'll stop at most of the red lights. I say most because I won't stop at all of them. We'll turn traffic on. I'll stop at the red lights. I'll try to obey the speed limit. I'm not going to obey the speed limit in California, though. It's only 55. That would drive me nuts. Same deal. It's actually probably a blessing, from God that I don't, because I'm a lot of soda. I had a bit of a sweet tooth back in the day. I mean, I still do. I don't indulge as much as I used to. Oh yeah, but it's an actual wonder that I don't. If you're just tuning in, we've got a double load of transformers going up to Olympia. You're in the Hager-built 389. Mod has been modified actually just a little bit. It's got the Caterpillar skin mods and parts on it, which is available in the Steam Workshop. So we'll see that taxi there. Oh yeah, drank a lot of sweet tea too. I either make my own, which if you're from the South, that's one of the things they teach you how to make sweet tea, or buy it. And lately I've just been buying it. I haven't been going through the trouble, quote unquote, of making my own. I'll just buy a gallon from Walmart. So yeah, I'll jump between Kool-Aid, tea, soda. I don't drink nearly enough milk as I should. A couple gallons a day. I can imagine living in Arizona in the heat. Sweating most of that out, working. Finally made it up to 8. When I was helping my uncle mow yards for a couple of summers, we would go through gallons of water a day. Yeah, and I would drink the whole milk, which is probably even worse because it's got the most fat content in it. But I don't like the thin, watery skim milk. I mean, you might as well be drinking water, in my opinion. But 2% probably isn't bad. But as a choice, I prefer the whole milk. a lot of what I drink, especially for my meals, depends on what I'm having. So, if I sit down for a good home-cooked meal, let's say chicken and dumplings and cornbread, something like that, glass of milk, glass of tea. If I sit down with a pizza, soda. Pinto beans and cornbread, big glass of milk. It's for me. It's really dependent on what I'm eating. With my snacks, say chips or whatever, a glass of Kool-Aid, soda, Coke. We've had discussion before. We call them all Cokes here. We have Pepsi or Dr. Pepper or Mountain Dew or whatever. Say Coke and mixed company though, and they'll think you're talking about Coca-Cola, which, why wouldn't they? Get this big beast up to 75, I'll lock in the cruise, and then we'll just sit back and relax for a while. But yeah, what I drink really depends on what I'm eating. Pretty much alike, well. I know you're living in the South now, and I don't know where you're born at, and you don't have to tell me. I'm not probing. I'm just saying, you'll see a lot of similarities among people in the same general region. Is what I'm trying to get at. Speaking of chicken and dumplings, I'm going to make some. I haven't had chicken and dumplings in a good long while. I'm not a big onion eater, but that is one of the things that I'll eat an onion with. Now, I say I don't like to eat onions. I'm talking about, like the, like white or yellow onions you get from Walmart or wherever. Out of your garden, if you happen to be lucky enough to have a garden, which I wish I did, but I don't. But now green onions, I can't forget what the actual name of them are, but I just call them green onions. The blades. I love those things. They don't like me though. So I end up having to have an antacid tablet to take care of that, but chicken and dumplings and pinto beans and cornbread. Fried potatoes and gravy with chicken and biscuits. Fried chicken. Hey everybody, welcome to Rex's Hungry Stream. It took all of about, about 30 minutes. I miss my grandmother's home cooking. I miss my father's cooking actually. He got where he couldn't cook, and I took over doing it. So I cooked all that stuff. I cooked the pork chops, the pork roast, the beef roast, the fried chicken, and all that stuff. And then he passed away in 2020, and I quit. I quit doing that kind of stuff because it was just mean. So I won't fix, and when I say fix, I won't make cornbread or pinto beans or whatever, except on probably rare occasions, because there's not a lot of prep work in making beans. You throw them in a kettle, you pour water over them, keep water over them until they're done. You put some bacon grease in there, and you cook them for about 3 hours, and voila, you've got beans. But 3 hours of cooking the beans versus 30 minutes in the oven for TV dinner. So, but every now and then, I'll get the urge to actually cook. So, I'll break out the cutting board and roll me out some flour and lard, make me some dumplings, or put some beans on and cook them, fried potatoes, mashed potatoes, whatever, whatever I'm cooking. Cook something, cornbread. But, now that it's just me, I don't go through that trouble a whole lot. Like I said, just every now and then. You get the urge. You get tired of cooking. One, I do anyway. And two, I get tired of eating the same things over and over and over again. Like the TV dinners. So I'll finally get fed up and be like, okay, I'm actually going to cook something for a couple of nights here. So then I'll boil me some cabbage, make some cornbread, fried chicken, pork chop, shoulder, maybe make a meatloaf with mashed potatoes and gravy, all the good stuff. Some cornbread fritters. I just don't see the point in going through a lot of that trouble. Like I said, just me. I can have a whole meal for myself done in 30 to 40 minutes with just a TV dinner. Or pizza for that matter. It doesn't always have to be a TV dinner. But I'm sitting here talking about all this stuff, and I get the urge to do it, I get the urge to get a head of cabbage and boil it and pour just a hint of sugar in there, some red pepper flakes, make some cornbread and boil some beans. I'd make a meal off just those three things. Wouldn't need any meat. Just those three things right there in a big old glass of milk. That's all you need. You fix enough of it and you can swap out the sides in the next night. So you got beans and cabbage one night, and then beans and taters the next with some cornbread, vice versa. And if you still got beans left over, you can throw you a piece of meat in there that third night. Born in Indiana. Lived there till 67 in Arizona for all my adolescent years. But father was born and raised in Alabama. Yeah, well, yeah. So you're from here. Well, it's a me lady bear. Good morning, sunshine. I was born here in Kentucky. My family moved back and forth from here to Indiana a lot. Give yourself a shout out, lady. It's hard for me to do when I'm driving. When I'm playing ships, it's a lot easier because I can just, I can alt tab really easily. Feel free to give shout outs. parking. So don't don't put yourself out. I'm just saying. Yeah, my family moved back and forth from Indianapolis down to here, and then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And they'd live up there for a year or two, and then come back down here and live for a year or two, and then back up there. This car's gonna make me slow down.
I like it. It's a whole lot different than playing by yourself as a single player. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it won't play now.
what won't
Keep
play?
right.
Thanks for the shout out, me lady bear.
I can't get it to play so I can see where it's at. It's just froze. Yeah, I don't know why it won't let me do it.
Exit right.
Was it not going to do a video? Apparently not. Huh. Dude, you're driving me nuts with how slow you're going. Got traffic on half the normal volume, or whatever you want to call it.
Go straight up.
Half the normal, I guess you would say. Coming into Tucson. Oh, don't forget that it's Friday. I mean, I know you won't forget that it's Friday. Y'all off work for the next couple of days. I know you won't forget that it's Friday. My point being, it's Friday night convoy tonight with the Bears at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Ooh, she's a little wobbly there. 75 might have been a little too fast for that. Well, actually, it probably wasn't because I didn't have to tip. But 75 was getting close to the too fast mark there. $6:30 night TMP arcade server. I'm leading tonight's convoy, and I literally cannot tell you where we're starting at right now. I wrote all that up. I think it was Sunday night, Saturday night, Sunday. I think it was Sunday night. And we're starting in Kingman. That's where we're starting. We're starting in Kingman, Arizona, going up to Eureka to Salmon, Idaho, Salmon, back down to somewhere. Bear hugs, Lily Bear. Going Salmon to Harv. We're going to Harv, Montana in that last route. Yeah. Man. Some kind of a leader I am. we're starting here somewhere and going to there somewhere else. We'll figure it out as we go along. work tomorrow on Sunday. Fair enough. That's fair enough. So for most people, tomorrow and Sunday are days off. The lady would probably work Saturday and Sunday too. I guess I could get in that right-hand lane, but as sure as I do, it'll dead end, so I'll just be annoying in the middle lane here. Got a unit to paint. Yeah, the people next door to me, I live on the second floor of my complex. It's I'll kind of give you a description here. If you think of the letter H kind of laying down, and each of the leg of the H is a unit, and then kind of the middle cross member of the H, turn that where it's kind of leaning on or sitting next to one of the long legs of the H. That's my stairs. So there's 8 units in my complex. There's 4 on bottom, 4 on top. I live on the top one, top far left. Like if you're coming up the steps, you come up the steps, turn left, and my unit's right there. The unit in front of me, sitting closer to the parking lot, is empty, and they were working on it the last couple of days. And I come in yesterday from the grocery store with my uncle, and the carpet guys were there redoing the floor. I'm assuming we don't have carpet here, we've got tile, but they were in there doing what they do basically. They don't repaint every time somebody moves, but if the person has lived there, say for 6 months, a year, they usually end up repainting. But if they haven't been there that long, these people haven't actually been here probably but 3 or 4 months, 4 or 5 months maybe. I don't really know because I don't interact with anybody. Couldn't tell you their names. I've seen them like 3 times, but that's because I'm a hermit. I get my apartment and get my own little shell here, and I don't leave. Anyway, sometimes they'll repaint, sometimes they won't, just depending. I think it also kind of depends on whether they smoked inside the apartment or not. If they smoked, then they usually end up repainting just to kind of cover that smell. But anyway, I heard them yesterday, and they're doing things, and the day before. And then yesterday I come in, the carpet guys are here, probably replacing some of the tile floor. And I mean, you're more familiar with this stuff than I am. I mean, it all depends on how hard the tenants are on the place, whether, depending on how much work you need to do after they move out. If they've got kids that were kind of maybe a little rambunctious and marking on the walls and doing the things that tenants happen to do. Because I've seen some evidence of it. I had a friend that used to live down from me and across on the same level that I was in, and her and her husband lived there, and they had 3 kids, and they were pretty wild. So when they moved out, the apartment needed a lot of work. I'll just put it that way. I mean, it's like that everywhere you go. That rents out units. They got tenants. You've got people like the lady across from me and the lady now living in that same apartment I was just talking about. Quiet. They're probably by themselves, usually by themselves. They're already like ladies. They're up in their 60s, 70s, and you know, they're not going to do any damage to the apartment. These particular two aren't. I mean, I'm not saying that. You know, I know there's some rambunctious 70 years old. I'm just saying, these ladies, when they leave the apartment, they're not going to leave it in a condition that's horrible. But for the most part, the younger people will. You know, the younger couples, the younger people will. And not all of them. I'm not saying that, because there's been people that's moved out of here, 20, 25 years old. They leave the apartment pristine condition when they left, and there's others, 30 or 40, leave the apartment. It looks like a bomb blast went off in there. There's a couple living next door to me about 4 years ago. It's been longer than that. Probably about 8 years ago. They just up and left the apartment. Didn't take any of their stuff with them. They just left. So I'm sitting here in the living room with my dad one morning watching TV, and all of a sudden I hear this boom, boom. A few minutes later, boom, boom. Just like these huge sounds. I step outside, and it's the landlord and her husband walking in and out of the apartment next door, throwing the stuff off the balcony into the dumpster. They pulled the dumpster over here and was cleaning out the apartment because the tenants had just walked off. They didn't care. They just left all their stuff and walked off. Oh yeah. They don't do touch-ups here. They go in and just cover it. They don't go around and do little, like you're saying, little spots for where people hung pictures with little nail holes or whatever. They just go in and do the whole thing over completely. So there's probably about 15 layers of paint on my walls, but they just, like you're saying, Bill, they just come in and do the whole thing, shabam. I mean, you start looking for touch-up places and you're going to miss some, so why not just paint the whole darn apartment and be done with it, Takes you a day to paint it, let it air out, dry, boom, you're done. In one way, it's simpler, harder work just to do it that way, instead of trying to, like you're saying, look for every little patch and cover up that you need to do, because you're going to miss some if you do it that way. Just go ahead and paint the whole stupid apartment, be done with it, move on to the next. I mean, in the grand scheme, long run of things, you're saving yourself time by just doing it that way. Probably not, because like I'm saying, these people just left everything. They left their clothes, they left their TV, they left their microwave, they left literally everything. They just walked off and left it. And she and her husband were just outside walking. I mean, they weren't being any kind of discrimination about, oh, we should probably keep this or sell it or whatever. They were just walking in, picking up stuff and throwing it in the dumpster. Like, they did not care what condition or how new or old the stuff was. They were just walking in and picking the stuff up, walking outside, and throwing it over the balcony into the dumpster. She saw me standing out there. Well, I'm not going to say that. I might get people in trouble for that, so I won't say that. So anyway, yeah, they just walked off and left it. I mean, obviously they didn't care about the possessions, which, hey, stuff, right? It's just stuff, and the world is full of stuff. You can get more stuff back. No big deal. you started streaming, Bill, turn your camera on. You remind me a lot of my first maintenance guy that used to work here named Clancy. Friendly guy. He was, just a good all-around dude. He hurt his back. He'd hurt his back a long time ago, but working here, there's 56 apartments in the whole complex, and I think there's 8 buildings, something like that. So I think there's 56. I know there's 56 units here. So and he was the only maintenance guy. Now, I say maintenance guy. He was doing the small stuff or the smaller stuff. If you needed a refrigerator replaced or a stove replaced or a hot water heater, or, a minor floor job that needed to be fixed, he would do that kind of stuff, clogs and that sort of thing. For anything bigger, she had contractors come in and do that. But so he was taking care of basically what I kind of figured you do, Bill, like the kind of the medium, the small workload stuff. Anyway, he'd hurt his back a long time ago. He was in the Army, got out, done other things, yada yada yada. Hurt his back. He re-injured his back working here and had to retire. So they hired a new guy. My point being, when you started streaming, Bill, and turn your camera on, you physically resemble this guy, Clancy was his name. And you both kind of got that same attitude about you, which I find very interesting, that, guys having similar jobs have the same attitude and look similar, miles apart. Good morning, Ken. Welcome to the stream. 2 days to prep and paint. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how big your units are. I live in a 2-bedroom myself. It's, I don't know, probably 650, 700 square feet, 750. Oh yes, yeah, oh yeah. Like I said, this dude, he was as friendly as you could get out. If he'd come up here for something, he'd probably stand and talk for 10 minutes. My dad was alive then. Him and my dad would talk. They'd talk about music and just everything. But yeah, he was. I still see him from time to time out at the store or whatever. Just friendly as all get out. But he held that same attitude. People doing the stuff that they do in these units, causing him to do work, kind of make him shake his head. That your comment there kind of reminded me of, you wouldn't believe, because I've heard him say that several times. You wouldn't believe what I've got to go do next, or what I just come from doing. I tried to stick something in something, or whatever, people being people. Good morning, Ken. How are you doing, sir? I hope I answered all your questions. I tried to, anyway, to the best of my ability. Just trying to wake up. Oh, I hear you. If it wasn't for the coffee, I'd probably still be about halfway asleep. as far as I know, and I don't guess Ken mind. Pardon me. Ken mind for me revealing just a part of this conversation, but he was asking about the K100. Sorry, not the K100. Wow, boy, I need more coffee this morning already. I can then tell. The W900 100th Anniversary Edition that SCS released yesterday. It's going to be a permanent fixture in the game. It'll be, it's like any other truck DLC or what have you. It's an option. You can add it to basically when you build a truck. You've got the option to add these parts and turn it into a W900 100. That makes sense. But it's not going anywhere. Let's see. Just give me a second here. I think this is updated. What I'm talking about is yesterday SCS released a W900 100 year anniversary edition, and Kenworth is on the stream with them. They were streaming yesterday. Yeah, here we go. And actually, let's push that back to the day cab because that's what Lady would drive. And nope, you can't do the 100-year anniversary with a day cab. You're going to have a sleeper on it, lady. Sorry. Anyway, so 100th anniversary, yada yada yada. They were on stream yesterday, kind of promoting this. They released it yesterday as well. Released this theme. You've got some interior options here in diamond jet black, diamond slate gray, and then you've got the 100 anniversary, which adds I think the chrome around the gauges. No, maybe that was already there. Okay, you've got the black now. Paint job. Where is it? I don't see it. Am I missing it somewhere? Probably. I bet I probably got to, hang on, let me do this. We'll change this, because you can buy the truck straight out like this, with most of the parts already on it. Yeah, 86 sleeper, the chassis, the frame, the interior is already selected. Paint job, yeah, I just missed it. It was in there, I just missed it. Okay. The parts here, your exhaust now has 100 on it. It's got special badges on the sleeper there. I think there's some changes. I don't know actually. The frame is red, of course. Just a few little minor things here and there. Let's go back into the interior here. Is there a wheel? I don't know if there's a wheel or not. I don't think so. But just little things. Like if you pick the truck there from the shop, it's got the little tags on the seats here, 100 anniversary, 100 there. The people from Kenworth were saying that there's a number over here because they're building like 900 units or something. So just little stuff like that. It's the 100-year anniversary of Kenworth, and they were celebrating yesterday on stream. SCS was, like I said, with a couple of representatives from PACCAR, Kenworth itself. The truck looks identical other than the badges here and there and what have you. Looks pretty much the same. Like I said, other than this and here, and there's probably a few other things here and there. Yeah, sorry about the ads. Sorry about the ads. One thing that is changed, and this doesn't really affect me because I save edit my fuel, but with this edition of the W900, they put a def tank on it, so it shortens, it decreases the amount of fuel you can actually haul. It's now a 260 gallon tank for both sides instead of the normal 150 per side, 300 gallon. So I think this is probably a 180 here. This is probably an 80 or so. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, they have decreased the amount of fuel you can haul with this edition of the truck. But anyway, this is going to be available forever. This isn't something that's going away after a certain amount of time, what have you. It's a very nice truck. They released it free. You know, if you haven't got the update, it's on Steam right now. So it'll be there when you get ready for it, kid. You can't change the paint scheme, can't change the colors of the paint scheme either, which I find kind of slightly annoying. I mean, really, I do. I mean, they should let us change the colors of the paint scheme. Maybe keep the stripes and all that other good stuff, because they are celebrating an anniversary, but let's change the colors of the truck. But I don't run the show. I just do what I'm told. But it was very nice of them just to release the DLC, or if you want to call it that, I guess, free. They didn't charge you anything. It's absolutely free. It's available. I built one yesterday. I don't think I drove it yesterday though. I don't think I hauled anything yesterday with it. I mean, mechanically, it's identical to the regular W900. Hello, Nikki Fizz. Welcome to the stream. They won't. For those purposes, it is a different model entirely. So that's something you'll have to work on. Keep the truck ready for special events. So there's an ideal. Never even thought about that. Yeah, his skins won't work because, to the game it is a new model. Basically, it's different. So you'll have to, if he chooses to. I'm not saying that he has to. Blue's a grown man. I'm not his boss. But if you want his skins to work, you'll have to do something. Probably do some editing. Hopefully it wouldn't take too much to get it to work. I mean, dimensions might be a little different here or there and what have you, but for the most part, it's a W900 with just, a few additional parts, a few different colors here and there. And like I said, the frame is red. So, welcome to the stream, Nikki. Hope you're having a good day so far, a good Friday. We are on our way to Olympia. We're hauling a couple of transformers, just under 247,000 pounds, in the Hater belt this morning. I should have my beacons on for something this big, and my oversized load banners. I'm so unsafe. I miss the safety briefing. Aw, bummer. Start your weekend, but start off with a doctor's visit, yeah. I hate going to the doctor. I've got better uses of my time than sitting in a doctor's office for an hour waiting for him to see me. This doesn't really help my case, because I need to go to the doctor. I need to go to the doctor a lot, actually, but I just hate it. I just hate it. Grapevine's pulling that motor down. You hear that? With the downshift. There we go. Is that going to be good enough to get it up? Let's see. Still pulling, still pulling, still pulling. Oh yeah, we're good. We're over the hump now. Yeah, they will. Oh yeah. More and more frequent, unfortunately. Ken says I can hardly wait. Not to not believe you, Ken, but I think that's sarcasm. I don't really believe you. Oh, we must be in California with the slow traffic. Of course, he's going up to 5. Why wouldn't he? Oh yeah. So I can turn my lights on now, huh? Hopefully that doesn't bother anybody's eyes. If it does, let me know. I'll turn my beacons on. You hate needles? Needles never bothered me. Back up just a second here because I missed something. You can hardly wait for your doctor's appointment, like I said, yeah. Sarcasm. It's been okay, but the technician was caught in traffic, so it was like 20 minutes late, yeah. So yeah, that's my issue with any kind of doctor's appointment. You know, and I know they're doing the absolute best they can. You know, they tell you 9:30, but it's actually going to be, 10:30, 15 to 11 before you actually get in to see the doctor. And then it's another 15-20 minute wait while he finishes up with the previous person, or she finishes up with the previous person, and they actually get to you. Whatever. Why are you? Oh, okay, I see. I was gonna say, why are you having me turn at Bakersfield and go up to 99? I had my pin on the wrong road. I had my pin on the 99. Sorry. It's 30 years old. get a little worried there for a second. Anyway, so, I've got, like I said, I've got better uses of my time than sitting in a doctor's office for an hour and a half. He probably doesn't think so, but, You hate needles, yeah. Needles never bothered me. I don't know, it's just something about them. I mean, I understand why people don't like them. I mean, some people don't like the sight of blood. The sight of blood never bothered me either. And needles never bothered me. My only problem with that procedure is the nurse or whomever doing the sticking not being able to find a vein quick enough. So they end up jabbing you about 4 times trying to find a vein just to draw the blood. And that's my issue with the needle stuff. I feel like a pincushion normally after I come out of a doctor's office when they require blood because, they can't find the vein to get the needle into. Done a blood test every 6 months for years. Does it bother you anymore? Yeah, my dad was the same way. My dad needed to get his blood tested pretty regularly because he was on blood thinner and they wanted to make sure that his blood wasn't getting too thick. So he was on like this weird schedule of blood thinners. Like one day he'd take a full pill, the next day he'd take half a pill, and then on the third day he'd take a pill and a half, but it was a lower dosage or something. I don't know. It was crazy just to keep his blood, thin. But at the basically the right consistency. So he had to go in about every month or every couple of months just to make sure. If you're actually in the hospital, not just at a doctor's office doing a visit, if you're actually in the hospital, they'll come in and poke you, feels like 3 or 4 times a day. If they can't get enough blood. Well, we need some blood to do some tests. Well, how many damn tests are you going to do? Because you done got 4 or 5 vials from me today. I need some of this stuff to survive on. You can't have it all. And like I said, it wasn't the needles that I had a problem with. It was whoever was doing the sticking was having trouble, finding the vein. So they would stick, miss it, stick, miss it, stick, miss it, stick, miss it, stick, miss it. So, after about the 4th or 5th attempt, they'd finally get it. But still, that's not helping my arm or my wrist or whatever feel any better. I've heard them describe it, several times as rolling. The veins would roll or whatever, and they tried to get the blood. And what it was doing, it was giving them to it. So. What I really hated about the doctor was the little thing they put over your fingernail, and it made that noise, and it clamped down or whatever the diabetes test or whatever that was. I don't know what that thing was or what it actually did, but I hated that thing. Oh. That thing made such a horrible noise that, I didn't like it. And I'm not even sure what test they were doing. I think it was a diabetes test is what it was. But, they put it over your finger and, I don't know, it makes some kind of chunk, clunk noise and then your finger hurts for a second. I hated that thing. Well, we're driving in the dark. I meant to stop and to a rest area and get some daylight, but here we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to cheat just a little bit here. We'll change it to 4 a.m. And that way we won't have to drive in the dark for an hour. For whatever reason, the night time in this game seems like it stretches out for about twice as long as the daylight hours. Oh, 850 miles away from Olympia. It's going to be a good run here. Hauling double transformers. Courtesy of the double lowboy mod on the Steam Workshop. You know what I forgot to do? And I said that thinking about the mod on the Steam Workshop, and it just reminded me I forgot to do something yesterday, and I meant to do it this morning because I remembered it and then got busy and forgot it yesterday and then forgot it till just now. The dedicated server needs to be updated. So if you've been trying to get on the dedicated server in the last, well, since the update yesterday, you probably haven't been able to. Because of the Kenworth DLC that was added yesterday caused a game update to everybody's game. So if you've been trying to get on the Lady Bear dedicated server for ATS and haven't been able to connect, that's my fault. Blame Rex. That was all me. I need to do that, and I'll do that in a moment, in a little while. Because what I need to do is I need to log into the profile. Why are y'all hanging out in the left lane? Whatever, y'all do you. I need to log into the... Why are you hitting your brakes for a right exit, people? Like, man, I'll tell you what. And they're not even exiting, they're going straight. Well, that truck was anyway. I need to log into the profile with the mods, export packages, and upload it to the server host. So anytime there's a game update that changes the version, or if one of the mods updates that isn't optional, requires me to do all that, and it's not a pain by any stretch of imagination. I mean, it's not hard. It's just, it's a little time consuming, is all. But if I forget to do it, you guys won't be able to connect to the server. I say that, and I don't know, maybe no, I don't think so. I don't think the host does that. I think I've got to do all that manually. Either way, I'll take care of it. So if you're freaking out because you can't connect to the dedicated server right now, blame Rex. Speaking of mods and connecting to the dedicated server, if y'all have not heard or seen or read about, there's a challenge this Sunday hosted by Bushwhacker, aka Hawaiian Bear. You can do exclamation aloha for a little more information on Mr. Bushwhacker. Anyway, we're having a challenge this Sunday called Chase the Transformer. It is in the challenge channel, the Bearston Discord. We will be on the Lady Bear dedicated server 1, which is the server with mods. He will be starting in Miami, I believe, hauling a transformer going to LA. And then there's going to be 7 other participants starting in Key West, hauling propane, trying to catch him and pass him. The fastest time, I believe, gets a $25 Amazon gift card, or $25 gift card. I won't say Amazon, $25 gift card, I believe. And I could have these details wrong, so don't hold me to any of this. But the details are in the challenge channel of the Bears Den Discord. That will be this Sunday at 9 a.m. Central Time. I'm sure there will be somebody somewhere from the Bears Den streaming this activity. Possibly me, Lady Bear herself. Maybe me, maybe Flu. I don't know if Flu's going to be there or not. I don't know. We'll see. But you will get to see all the fun and rambunctious activity that the Bears get into on the weekends this Sunday. And backing up just a little bit, Saturday morning with me, Lady Bear, coffee and trucking. Coffee and something. It may be coffee and shipping. It may be coffee and World of Warships this Saturday. We have been playing the fire out of that lately for the last couple of weeks. We got away from it for a while, and when I say we, I mean the Bears themselves. We got away from it for a while, and Bushwhacker started playing it again, streaming it into the Discord, sharing its screen, so on and so forth. I started playing again in Commando, Radiating, Voodoo, John, Lady Bear. So, you know, the Saturday morning show with me, Lady Bear, very well could be. Oh my God. Oh, this traffic, man. The Saturday morning show with me, Lady Bear, very well could be coffee and World of Warships, not just coffee and trucking. We'll see. Either way, after the Saturday morning show, Mr. Flu himself will be hosting a ETS2 convoy. Those details are posted in the weekly convoy channel, the Bears Den Discord. I'm going to chase that Mustang down and just probably do nothing. I don't know why I turn traffic on in this game. Because they do nothing but annoy me. They really do. I'm not exactly sure why I talk myself into every stream when I'm streaming for you guys and turning traffic on. And this is, if you were here when I turned this on back in El Paso, this is at half the normal density. So G_traffic. And I put 0.5, so this isn't full traffic. This is half the normal amount of traffic, and they're still aggravating the fire out of me when I run up on them. No, I guess that'd be a cooler stream without a grumpy rant about traffic, huh? Yep, food and ranting about traffic. Welcome to the stream, everybody. That's what you get when you come here. Sorry, I got a little distracted here. Part of the issue with the traffic is my issue, because I'm actually moving too fast. I'm going 75, and I'm in California. Speed limit for trucks in California, 18-wheelers, is 55. So I'm doing 20 more miles per hour than what the game says they can do. In turn, causes issues for me because I'm running up on them, obviously. The car speed limit is probably 65, so I'm doing even 10 miles faster than what they're supposed to be doing. So, but I can't drive at 55. I'll let you all work out that reference yourselves. But it's just too slow for me to be driving 55 miles per hour in a truck. 65 is bad enough with the World of Trucks contract jobs. Thankfully, there's only normally 10 to 15 of those to do for an event, so I can usually handle that. Not at all at one time, normally, but I can handle that usually. Yeah, that's about as slow as I want to go driving, because that's painful. I mean, even doing, say, half of them at any one time, 7 or 8 or whatever, at 65 is kind of brutal, actually. Normally I run anywhere from 78 to 80. The only reason I'm not running that fast today because the load I'm pulling is just shy of 250,000 pounds. So even with a recharger transmission, a large enough hill would push me. If I was running 80, would probably push me into 81, which would be speeding miles. And I don't want speeding miles; I want real miles. At least until I get my Grizzly for March. After I get my Grizzly for March, and all bets are off. I'll do whatever. It won't bother me so much to get speeding miles after I've got my 100K for the month. But until then, it's safety first, folks. Ah, there you go. Yes. I think it was Sammy Hagar, but I don't know if he was Van Halen at the time. It was Sammy Hagar. It might have been the other guy. Can't even remember the other guy's name right now. Don't get old, folks. It's not worth it. I'll just tell you, it's not worth it. Get to 21 and just stop. 21, you can do everything that you need to do legally. You know what I mean? And just stop there. Don't go past 21. But I'm reasonably sure it's Sammy Hagar. I can't drive 55. I don't think it was Van Halen itself. I think it was after he went solo. So somebody can Google and inform the rest of the class about whether that's right or wrong. I mean, I could do it on my phone, but that would be dangerous, me trying to drive and start Google searching on my phone. I want to slow down for these wiggles up here. You got the wobbling right there, just on that little minor curve at 75, so we'll back it down. Probably won't have an option to drive anything other than 55 right through here. Napa Auto Parts. I gotta make sure to clear these curves because I'm not entirely used to driving with double trailers. So I have a tendency to cut corners as much as I can. And with a standard 53-foot trailer, even a 48-foot trailer, you can get away with that. But I've got two of these bad boys back there, so cutting the corners isn't really an option. And when it is, I've got to be mindful that there might be things, behind me. Built the same truck for you in his stream, yeah. Truck is really easy to build. I mean, I say easy. It's just about a matter of having the components. So you get the truck itself, which is the hater build, and then the Caterpillar pack or parts, skin, whatever you want to call it, is on the Steam Workshop. So all this stuff, the front. Okay then. Was Sammy Hagar at Yale? I thought it was. I didn't think it was Van Halen. I thought it was just Sammy Hagar after he had went out on his own.
Never mind. I'll find a new route. Keep left.
So let's try that again. Had a little mishap there. No big deal. We're fine. Everything's fine. Oh yeah, welcome to the stream. Thank you. As I was saying, the Caterpillar parts. The truck isn't available on the Steam Workshop, and I'm not exactly sure where you can find it. I mean, if you did a search, you could probably find it pretty easily. But all the Caterpillar parts themselves, the pack for that, is on the Steam Workshop. So the front bumper, the grill, the rear part here where the fuel tanks are, the toolboxes, all that stuff. That's all part of the pack. We don't have to, Bill. It's fine. Seeing me wreck is pretty normal. I mean, that's actually the first accident I've had today. Major accident, I guess you would say. While the AI traffic is passing me and then cutting back into my lane. Wow. A little shaken up. I don't blame you. That's what riding with me would do for you. It's probably better off to take some kind of tranquilizer before you come watch the stream. Kind of calm yourself down because it could get interesting in here. Folks, if you are interested in racing, iRacing in particular, y'all go check out 69 Yell stream. Fantastic job of racing. He's on a team that races 24 Hours at Daytona, Le Mans, just everything. It's so fun to watch him race that I wish I had the ability to do such. I don't. Not without, hours and hours of practice. But he also streams ATS and other things, so if y'all haven't given 69 Yell a follow, please do so. Not officially a bear, but he's hung around with us so much and been around with us so much that we can sneak him in. He's a koala bear, I think is what we officially call people like that. He's not a bear, but he's a koala bear. He's close enough. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for the shout out there. So there's, we've got several koala bears hanging around with us. Papa John, he's been here. I say here. He's been around forever. He's been around before even I showed up. But they're welcome in our convoys, which everybody's welcome in our convoys. Don't mistake what I'm trying to say here. Everybody's always welcome in our convoys, no matter who you are, where you come from, or who you drive for, or whatever. But I'm just saying, like our Minecraft server, or Farm Sim server, servers that are for bears, quote unquote. Koalas, are honorary bears, and they're welcome to join those servers as if they had bear status in Lady Bear Trucking. Yale's one of those guys. So yeah, if y'all enjoy racing, quality racing, by the way, and I could do NASCAR for you guys, but it would look like Demolition Derby. The chimpanzee behind the wheel. If you guys want to watch quality racing, go watch Yale. We're glad you're here, Yale. We really are. If you're not busy tonight, we do have a convoy, which, that, like I said, it's Friday night. Who doesn't know? Who doesn't know in the ATS community, no matter if you're driving Lady Bear Trucking or not, that Friday night is Lady Bear Trucking Convoy night. It's as constant as the northern star. No matter what's going on, Friday night convoying will always happen. Ooh, easy. That curve is very deceptive. It doesn't look that sharp until you start hauling something that's just a little top heavy and you're doing about 75, and then it becomes very, very it makes its presence known very quickly. It's a lot sharper than it looks. Get back in the right hand lane here. Yeah, 6:30 tonight, TMP arcade server. It's going to be challenging. I'll just tell you, folks. If you happen to show up, and I hope you do, it's going to be a bit of a challenge for you. We are on, for mostly or mainly tonight, we're going to be on 2-lane roads, highways, back roads, and such. There are pieces of the routes that are on the interstate, but for the most part it's going to be some challenging roads, back roads, that's like I said, 2-lane highways and such. So should be a lot of fun, hence the arcade server. I couldn't watch the whole 24 hours. There's no way. But, dropping in for a couple of hours at a time, for sure. I'm not sure why these guys brake so hard on the interstate to make a right-hand exit. they have to slow down to 25 to do a right-hand exit? I picked some very interesting roads for that. That last trip from Salmon up to Harve, Montana, going north on Salmon, that's going to be a lot of fun. I'll just tell you, that's going to be really, really interesting. Thankfully, the trip is short. I think it's like, I don't know, 750, 800 miles or something, somewhere in that neighborhood. So yeah, I'm expecting some some grumpy bears tonight. Some of those "What were you thinking, Rex?" comments. We'll see. I may not be alive tomorrow morning for the Me Lady Bear Saturday morning coffee and trucking show. Maybe kidnapped and in somebody's basement. Getting back to your comment, Ken. Yeah, I mean, there's no way I could sit and watch a full 24-hour race. I mean, even the participants don't do that. I mean, I'm sure there are people who try, and I'm sure there are people who actually do it. Can do the full 24 hours in one sitting. That would be unbelievable, but I mean, I'm sure it's possible. So you watch for a couple hours and then take a break. And like I said, even the participants don't do a full 24 hours themselves. They split it into teams. So. But yeah, tonight's roads will be fun, especially with the loads we're probably going to be carrying. So, and I'll be streaming it. So come back tonight about 6 o'clock and we'll get started. We'll take off at 6:30, but I'll have the stream running before then. Well, if you can't drive, you can come watch. You can see the bears do crazy stuff on the 2-lane roads in the backwoods of Nevada and Arizona and Idaho and such. Man, this thing is wobbly and going around corners. And of course I get behind a Walmart truck that absolutely must obey the speed limit. Be difficult, yeah. VR would probably be fun for iRacing, but yeah, sitting for even 2 hours would probably be would probably get painful, I would think. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, for charities and such, 12 and 24-hour races. I mean, it is possible. I couldn't do it. There's no way, but... I think I'm disqualified for trying to run a 24-hour endurance. Yeah, there's no way. We were doing NASCAR with when Mike Carter was hosting us every Saturday for NASCAR. Actually, it might have been Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. We switched. Anyway, we'd do a race there that was a couple hours, and I was done. Like after those sessions, it was time for me to go lay down and take a nap because I was finished. NASCAR, which for the majority of tracks, just a big oval. And there are road courses here and there, Watkins Glen, Laguna Seca, and those kind of places. Pocono's kind of strange shaped, not really oval, whatever. But anyway, after a couple hour session of those things, I would. Rex was finished. I can't, imagine doing a 4-hour. What are you doing? A 4-hour session, or even a 12, 24-hour stream, and race it all at the same time. that would be really unhealthy for me anyway. Like I sit here for this stream for 2 or 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours, and I'm pretty much done in for a while when I get this done. So you can imagine what trying to race and talk and all the good things you do in iRacing. What are you doing? Oh man. Anyway, yeah. Endurance races have a minimum driver count. Those that do it solo know they'll be disqualified, but they do it anyway. Right. So, right. There's a purpose behind what you're doing it for. Like you're saying, they're doing it for charity. They're doing it for a reason. So, well, I want to thank the Walmart truck there, or Wahlberg truck, because that's what it actually is, for getting out of the way. $12 of Sebring at the end of the month. Oof, yeah. Running the top tier GTP. Very hard to drive, as they are so fast, and closure rates on the slower cars require you to constantly be alert. Yeah. That's what would happen to me. I've got the attention span of a squirrel. So I would see the car in front of me. I'd be closing on it at 170, 180, whatever. Be like, man, that car's coming up really fast. Oh look, somebody said something in Twitch chat. It's not safe for me to be around other people. Difference in speed, yes, that's very true. I said it's not safe for me to be around other people. It's not safe for me to be around other people racing. That's why, for the most part, I do this solo. I drive the truck in single player. You guys are killing me. You really are. It's like you get close to them, and then they start hitting their brakes. Like, they know you're close to them, so hey, we better slow down because the player is within 5 feet of us. The difference in speed kills. Like I said, that would be an issue of mine. I mean, other than, like we talked about before, me not having the ability to concentrate for longer than, say, 5 minutes. Because you have to make decisions very quickly, and I'm not always the best at that. I'll just tell you. Should I go left? Do I need to pass this guy on the low side or the high side? And while those thoughts are forming, and running through, and the outcomes of possible doing such, I'm already up on the dude. I'm already on his bumper, and now I'm freaking out because I didn't pick a side. The ATS ETS2 requires a lot less concentration, more my speed. Go on, slow down from this corner here. side wheels there. Left side tires. Here's one of those hills I was talking about earlier. At 250,000 pounds, you don't want to be doing 80. That's likely to push you over. Next, I'm going to keep an eye on it right here. I mean, it went to 76 there. That's even with the engine retarder kicking in. Oh, this trip has went pretty quick. We've got 115 miles left. Our double transformers. See if I can stay in my lane and not run over anybody. It's very wobbly, but just to kind of prove my point, I can't be out of the truck and drive. Like, I know some of you can do that. You can get out of the truck, look around while you're driving. I'm not one of those people, and I don't know why I continue to try it, because that happens about 90% of the time. I've literally watched Lady Bear get out of her truck and drive for miles and miles and minutes and minutes and minutes and not have an issue. Me, I can barely get into the other view before I'm crashing, so me getting out of the truck and driving is going to be limited to straight stretches like this one right here. Otherwise, we end up doing silly stuff like that, crashing. We got green on the bridge. I'm short. Well, I'm what I'm saying. I don't know if I've ever come through here in single player where that's been red, but I think I have actually. Not very often, but sometimes. Normally it is green. I think for the next trip I'm just going to disable the traffic entirely. It's too much. Like I said, this is at half density. This is like half the normal number of cars on the road. I don't have any traffic mods installed or active on this profile, so I'm just about done with this one. 42 miles left. clear that truck there and then get in that right-hand lane so I can make this exit up here. I'll slow it down to 55. Actually, I'm in Washington. I don't know what the truck speed limit in Washington is. I thought it was higher than 55 though. But look how slow I'm moving. Oh my goodness. Olympia, Washington. Oh, I've got one of those nice 90-degree exits to contend with up here.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Keep left, and then turn left. Turn left.
Wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Y'all didn't see that red light. And a roundabout, because, you know, hey, why not?
At the roundabout, take the third exit. Exit now. Keep left.
What are we delivering to? BHP? Okay.
Turn left. You have arrived at your destination. Your route guide is now finished.
Oh, not even close. Okay. 1,926 miles. Oh, yeah. What we're going to do here is I am going to run. No, I'm not either because I can't quick travel. Oh, wait a minute. Does it have a garage? Is there a garage in Selman? There is not. So, I'll be right back, folks, real quick. But we'll do a run from Selman up to Harv. We'll do the last trip of the Friday night convoy tonight, just to show you what kind of roads we're talking about. But I'll be right back. And back. So Salmon doesn't have a garage or a quick travel. There's no service center there. Which means I need to do a developer console file. Go to Salmon. We'll drop there. Our pickup spot or pickup point will be in front of us here. Now, this might actually take a few minutes because I need to make a load going from Salmon up to Harv. So I've done a quick save. Let's open the dispatcher. Will take a few minutes, especially on the loading part of the process. It may look like the game has hung up, but it's not. It just takes it takes mine a few minutes, I should say. When I click this, it's going to disappear as well. But we've done our quick save, and that's what it shows right there. Saves. Quick save March 3rd, 10:20 a.m., which is my time. The correct profile, which is right here, American Truck Simulator, of course. Cargo market, because we're using our own trailer. We are picking up in Salmon, so let's scroll down through here. And these are in order, not of, okay, I see. They are in order of the states, so Salmon, we're going to Harv, Montana. Havre, is it Harv? Harv? I don't know, whatever. So, cargo. We're at our farms, we'll do crawler tractor. Just making sure, yes. Okay, destination is also personnel farms. Crawler tractor, beautiful, beautiful, okay. Add delivery. Update our game save. Let the green box in the right hand corner disappear. Get our dispatcher off the screen. Load our quick save. Mine will take a few minutes to load, I'm sure. Normally it wouldn't take that long, but you know, I'm putting the PC through its paces. See our pickup spot there in front of us. Loading up. Make sure we're being routed the correct way. We are. Alright. So, this is the third trip tonight for the Friday Night Convoy. From Salmon, Idaho up to Harve, Montana. Yeah, Harve, Montana, right here. And you can see this is going to be, there's going to be some wiggles here. But there is, this will be the easiest part of the trip right here, the 90 and the 15. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the only part of the entire convoy that's on an interstate. All the rest of them are on 2-lane roads. We're starting tonight down here in Kingman, going to Eureka, and then from Eureka over to Salmon. So it's gonna be fun. Hey, it's gonna be fun. Look, that's not gonna be hard. Look, if I can do this with double crawler tractors at 110,000 pounds, you guys can do. Crud, I can't get the truck started. You guys will be able to do this with transformers. It'll be easy.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
I say that, and about 30 miles into this trip, I'll get disgusted with crashing so much and just fly it in. But yeah, it's gonna be a challenge. Actually, I'm gonna, before we get rolling here, I'll change the time so it's gonna stay daylight. I said there was no interstates on the other two runs. There actually might be, very little though. Not nearly as much as this third run has in it, so it'll start off tough and then it'll get easy once we get up to the 90. We're starting in Kingman, going to Eureka, California, then from Eureka over to Salmon, and from Salmon up to Harve. Yeah, that's all they are, just articulated farm tractors with tracks instead of wheels. See these a lot in Farm Sim, of course. And since this will be the last trip of the night tonight, It's catch me if you can, so it'll be, whatever your best possible speed is. I don't know that I'll haul heavy for this particular load, so we'll see. I'm not sure yet. I'll definitely try not to get something that's top heavy, so. I'm thinking about pulling a flatbed tonight, so. We'll see what the future brings. Like I said, I'm thinking about pulling a flatbed, which I can get some pretty nice loads on a flatbed. The generator, which was released at the Texas DLC, is about 44,000 pounds, which is probably what I'm going to haul for the second trip. Without having race miles, of course, yes. The key, isn't it, Bill? You got to do it without race miles. To catch you if you can without race miles. Now, this will probably look easy here, but you got to remember I'm using a 1,000 horsepower engine with a, oh crud, the hater built, so it's got a 1,000 horsepower engine. It's got a, I think it's running a 358 transmission. It's, a little better suited to pull the heavy loads. That's a challenge at 78, 79. Oh yeah, you won't be doing 78, 79 unless you're hauling plows, ventilation shafts, pump jack, something light, trees, something light, and something that isn't top heavy. Sailboat fuel or post holes. Should be fun. I mean, hey, a challenge every now and then, right? Do the 5, the 10, the 40, the 15, the 90, the 84, the 80. We do that a lot. Let's get off into the country, enjoy the scenery, use back roads, have a little fun. All about having a good time, folks. That's it. That's all it is. If we've wrecked along the way, well, hey, no big deal. That truck in front of this one is hauling, looks like lumber, which might be a load I take tonight. I don't know. I like the looks of the lumber on a flatbed. I gotta get in gear here, folks. Come on. Well, see, the AI decided to speed up a little bit, so it must be straightening out for us. Thankfully, this trip isn't extremely long. I think it's about 600 miles, which is very, very short. Extremely short, actually. But as you see there, it's going to be a challenge with any kind of weight on you. So, and, by this time of night, everybody's tired, and they're probably done driving for the day anyway. So, getting close to being done driving. So it's not a long run. Take us about 30 minutes or so, 45 roughly. And we won't have traffic to contend with as well, so it's always a plus. You can blame Bushwhacker for this, by the way, because his convoy last week was just as challenging. So he threw the gauntlet down, and I picked it up. So. Plus, I think I actually need to paint this road on my 10p profile, so you guys get the honor and the joy of going with me while I paint. So. Those of you sharp-eyed enough, you'll notice that we're on the 93. And if you're paying attention, we actually start on the 93 tonight, coming out of Kingman. Going to Eureka, so yeah, he's carrying a load of lumber. '93 makes a nice wiggly route down from, or up from, I should say, Las Vegas, all the way up here. We used to travel to 93 a whole lot back when I first joined Lady Bear Truck. That was before the arcade server was a thing. We'd start in Winnemucca or Elko, and travel down to Vegas or down to Tucson, whatever. On the sim server, no less. Back roads, having to wait for the train. Those couple of spots. And that was before the arcade server was a thing. So all done on the sim server, 2-lane roads. Traveling at 70 miles per hour. Oncoming traffic, all that good stuff. Good times, good times. Wind it out, wind it out. Shift. Why are you, let's say, why are y'all stopping? But I see. They decided to put a red light here in the middle of nowhere. VR. it in gear, come on. I wasn't paying attention. GPS had turned left. I was like, turn left? I can go straight here. What are you talking about? Again, I've got the attention span of a squirrel. Yeah, we're on the 93 heading up to Harv, Montana. We are taking the back roads up there. Well, we're taking the back roads for part of the trip. The 93 will run up to the 90, run up here, and then it'll be smooth sailing. Give everybody a chance to relax once we get up here tonight. Probably not in convoy, because I mean, once you get on the interstate, it's, you know, you set your cruise and let the truck roll, right? Coming into Missoula. Just tuning in, we are hauling a double load of crawler tractors. Over 110,000 pounds. Making sure we're not running into anybody as we get on the interstate up here. Oh yeah, nice and smooth. Now we're on the 90. See, that wasn't so bad. We did it in daylight with a powerful truck. So a little different tonight because it will probably be dark when we do that on the TMP servers. Normally by the time we get up to the third trip of the night, it's dark again. I'll get up to 70 and stop. $70 seems like a good, nice round number to cruise at, right? Apparently it's faster than the traffic, though, catching this car. I've had enough traffic for one day. I turned it off. To try to get to the stream this evening. Now I have to get ready for my deployment. Have a great day, Ken. Be safe. Hope to see you tonight. If not, take care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping in, chatting with me, keeping me busy, keeping me active, keeping me interactive. That's personally my biggest issue as a streamer, is being chatty enough with you guys. Because I can sit here quietly for hours and drive or play ships or whatever and drive people nuts with my silence, but you guys chatting keeps me engaged. Hey Blue Jays, welcome to the stream. What? Oh, blame lady. Oh. Well, I'm not going to stick my head underneath that blade. You are all on your own with that one. Now I will sit quietly. Bear hugs me, Lady Bear. Bear Huckster Ken on his way out the door as he goes to see his doctor. His doctor's appointment, I should say. See, it's much more relaxing with no traffic. I don't have to worry about it. I know there's not going to be anybody on my left or my right or behind me or in front of me, making me jam on my brakes to slow down to some ridiculous mile per hour, like 55 or 45 or whatever. Just drive, I can cruise, I can chat with you guys. Yeah, it's much more relaxing with no traffic. Probably a little boring, or more boring for you guys, because you're not seeing anything else other than my truck, but let's get out here and look at the scenery here in Montana. They did a fantastic job. I've talked about this several times on stream, but it seems like every DLC they just keep improving themselves with the scenery and other things. I love Texas. Texas is gorgeous as well. And like I said, they seem to just keep getting better. Colorado was fantastic. Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana is stunning. I mean, if you spend any time up here at all on some of the two-lane roads, some of the back roads, especially up around the national forest part of the state, it's amazing. I'm interested to see Oklahoma, to see what they can do with a state that really doesn't have a lot of geographic features. And I'm not trying to knock Oklahoma. I mean, Kentucky isn't much different. I mean, we have hills and hollers and trees, but that's about it. There's no mountains here. There's no whatever. I'm kind of interested to see what the developers do with Oklahoma. See what they can do to make it look, pretty. Because like I said, Montana, Colorado, those states in the Rockies where they have the Rocky Mountains, they did such a fantastic job. Colorado's probably one of my favorite DLCs. Just based purely on looks alone. I remember the trailer video they released for Colorado, where they were showing the water, the streams and creeks and such, and rivers, and the rocks, and the white water and all that stuff. And it blew me away that the game could look that good. We're up on our exit here for the 15. See if we can do this without rolling over. Down to 46 miles per hour. I think we're all right. Professional there. Professional. Like I said, I probably won't be carrying anything this heavy for the final load for the night, because by then I'll be tired. So it'll probably be it'll be something like dumpsters or trees or plows or, well, actually, I've got a very good idea what it'll be for the last load. It'll be a pump jack. If y'all haven't had the pleasure of owning the Texas DLC and some of the new cargo that came with it, like the pump jack, some of the oil-related equipment, highly recommended. pump jack looks like it looks awesome sitting on the trailer. Extremely light, about 6,000 pounds, over 6,000 pounds. Looks amazing. The generator looks amazing as well, but it's a lot heavier, 44,000 pounds. There's also the circuit breakers, but I don't think that came with Texas. I think that was with the Montana DLC, I believe. Those are very light as well, and I always forget about them. I never think to haul them. They're very light, but they look neat as well. Normally I end up hauling extremely light for that last load because I am tired. I am ready to call it a day. And I don't want to worry about, rolling the truck in a corner. So I'll do heavier loads the first 2 trips, but then that last one I'll give myself a break. Plus, especially since I've been doing Friday morning streams where I've been hauling heavy cargo, I feel like I've done my heavy loads for the day anyway. So, Bushwhacker, if you're out there, I've done my heavy loads for the day, sir. Double transformers first load, and then double crawler tractors for the second. Enough heavy cargo for the trips. I've been putting a weight on the itinerary for the weekly convoys, but that's only a suggestion. You don't have to actually haul something in that weight range. That's like Bushwhacker says, more for keeping us together, grouped together, than anything. You haul what you want to in Lady Bird Trucking. Well, I'm not here to tell you that you need to haul a transformer for the 3rd trip every weekly convoy, or a mulcher for the 1st trip, or whatever. You guys haul what you want to. As a matter of fact, I might end up hauling a lot all night tonight, just so I can stay out front, get up to speed quicker, so that I'm not getting ran off and left behind, which has been known to happen to me. If I wreck, and it's me, so that's an almost guaranteed thing. 222 out from Harv, Montana. I said this last trip tonight will be very, very short, 600 and some miles. But in my opinion, it'll be the most difficult one of the whole night. There are lots and lots of wiggles coming out of Salmon, Idaho there. We'll get this dropped off, maybe get some lunch, play a few rounds of ships before the convoy tonight. Gotta squeeze a nap in there though as well somewhere, of course. Gotta have some rest before we start driving tonight. If y'all just tuning in, don't forget that there was an update to the game yesterday. SCS released a special anniversary edition of the W900 for the Kenworth 100 anniversary. Yeah, it doesn't matter, Bill. I mean, as has been said plenty of times, you know, if you start off with this, you know where we're going. You know the destination. Just because you get there, you know, 5 minutes after we do, big deal. You know, what's it matter? Because normally we end up taking, you know, at least a 10-minute break between every run, sometimes a little longer. You know, I just don't want anyone to feel pressure or feel that, you know, they have to keep up. Like, you drive at your own pace, you know, you do what makes you comfortable. You know, don't feel like you need to be doing 80 miles per hour or even speeding to stay with us. You know, you drive at a rate and at a level that makes you comfortable, because you're here to play your game and have fun, relax, and what have you. But it isn't a, hey, you've got to stay with the convoy top of attitude we have. We want you to have fun, first and foremost. I mean, there has been plenty, and I do mean plenty of times, where, you know, I'd start off with a convoy and wreck and, you know, drive by myself for, you know, most of the trip. You know, because I did wreck, got behind. Maybe I took a wrong turn, or didn't hear a pin was set, you know, a waypoint that I needed to put down and didn't. So, but, you know, I always end up where the convoy is going, the destination. You know, if I get there a few minutes later or a few minutes early, I have to wait on them or they wait on me. It's not really waiting on anybody. It's just, like I said, we end up taking breaks after every run. So. Since there's no traffic, I'm not going to worry with the red lights today. Now.
And then turn left. Turn left.
Great Falls, Montana. I've driven a lot by myself for Friday Night Convoy. Only because I ended up doing something silly. You know, trying to take a corner at 78 when it's actually meant to be, you know, taken at 60. Or I just get distracted, like I said. You know, got the attention span of a squirrel, so get to looking off the scenery or something around on my desk, or watching Lady stream when she was streaming on Friday nights, or whatever the case may be. Then, you know, I'm off in the bushes and bouncing around, wrecking, and having the F7 to the nearest service center.
Straight up.
Oh, yeah. I can do one or the other, and you're free to ask me to do either one, but please don't ask me to do both at the same time. I made, it was Evo or Snapshot or somebody yesterday or the day before kind of laugh because I was talking about playing ships. I'm like, I've got 2 brain cells and ships requires me to use both of those. Oh, I remember what it was. We watched Good Will Hunting on Prime Wednesday night. I think it was Wednesday night. Lady Bear, Snapshot, and I. And Snap asked me if I was going to play ships while I watched, because I've seen Good Will Hunting like 3 or 4 times before. And, you know, it's not really a movie, I guess, I need to pay that close attention to, because I know, you know, what's going to happen, what's going on. But anyway, he asked me if I was going to play ships while I watched. I said no. And ships is one of those games that requires, you know, total concentration. You know, it's not like trucking, where you've got a second monitor, you can put a movie or a streamer up on the second monitor and have that going in the background. Maybe you glance over and watch for a few seconds while you drive. It requires that you pay attention pretty much all the time. I mean, you know, there are occasions, depending on what ship you're playing, that you can, you know, let your mind wander or do something else. But for the most part, it's a game that requires, you know, a pretty steadfast attention span. So anyway, he asked me if I was going to, you know, watch and play. I'm like, no, I've only got 2 brain cells, and the ship needs them both. Trucking, not so much. Trucking, like I said, you can get by with watching something or playing something on the other monitor if you happen to have to. And we've done that a lot in the Bears Den. You know, miles of movies. Put a movie on the second monitor. Or lately, now that you guys have been streaming or picked up streaming, having y'all on the second monitor while we're driving. And lately in playing ships, we've been hearing you guys in the background, giving you an alert here and there. More than once you've entered a room and wondered what I'm doing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That several times. My favorite thing that I like to tell myself about that was, I was making cornbread one evening for myself. One that I decided to actually cook. So, you know, I pull the milk out of the refrigerator. I get my cornmeal out of the cabinet, because it's right above the stove, or right next to the stove. I get my mixing bowl down, you know, whatever, and I'm standing there mixing my cornmeal up, my milk, making my cornbread. Get done, open the cabinet, pick up my milk, and start to stick it into the cabinet. Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely. I want to support you guys as much as I can, whenever I can. So I pick my milk up, you know, after I've got mixed it in with my cornmeal. Pick my milk up. I get about halfway into the cabinet with it and go, hang on a second. That's not where this goes. Luckily, I caught myself before I stuck it in there and then closed the door and, you know, stuck my cornmeal or cornbread in the oven to cook and just walked off. But just how quickly my attention can get distracted and waver, I guess you would say. It will get warm there. It'll get really warm. I guess I was wanting some buttermilk for future cornbread. This kind of looks like Kansas right here. flat and looks like wheat to me. This bad boy over here. Yeah, thankfully I caught myself before I did something extremely silly. But it's just those little lapses, you know, that you do and not even thinking about it. Beautiful. Here we go, 610 miles. Like I said, it's a short trip, but the first part of it's kind of difficult. So, but anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me for today. Thank you all for hanging out, chatting with me. Do appreciate it. I'm going to jump over here to Twitch real quick. Everybody, we can follow. Wow. Raid, pardon me. Okay, I'm muting myself so you guys don't hear an echo. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. We've rated BillCon the last couple of times. I don't want to keep rating my dude there. Let's see. JB Hero's streaming. Let's do JB. Let's go to JB stream. If y'all haven't given JB Hero a follow, please do so. Thank you all for coming. I will be back about 6 p.m. tonight Central Time for the Friday Night Convoy. So if you're able, come back. We'll watch the Friday Night Convoy through my eyes on the stream. And if you have an opportunity to, please jump in and join us. We always welcome anybody that wants to drive with us. We'll be on the TMP Arcade server tonight starting at 6:30 p.m. Kingman, Arizona. Details are in the Barriston Discord. If you're not there, !Discord. And I'll see you all later. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tonight.